Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 2nd of August 2023 and unfortunately guys, the prices of Bitcoin is marginally looking better than the last few days, but it is still well below the $30,000 mark and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies this particular week because there is a massive news about MicroStrategy and they are definitely going ahead and buying more Bitcoin. And look guys, there's definite accumulation of Bitcoin among multi-billionaires, millionaires, celebrities and influencers. Now personally I'm not a fan of it, but it is all about capitalism, so we'll definitely go and discuss what is it that MicroStrategy is doing with loads and loads of Bitcoin. Now guys, listen, there is this massive narrative going on, Lightning Network, not blockchain, and to be honest, this narrative is being built up not just by Bitcoin maximalists, but even by general cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Now we have some update regarding Lightning Network. Looks like the adoption is definitely not easy, and David Marcus, who is the CEO and founder of Lightspark, he has definitely given his thoughts and opinions regarding Lightning Network challenges. Now mind you guys, he is definitely a massive advocate of Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, he is using Lightning Network to go ahead and build things on Bitcoin, but unfortunately looks like there are a lot of challenges, but it is definitely not deterring him and he's still going ahead and building things via Lightning Network. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what those challenges are. And guys, we have some update regarding Gamestop, and unfortunately it looks like they are saying no to digital wallets. And this, to be honest guys, is a massive news because Gamestop a few years ago definitely made quite a lot of news, not just in the cryptocurrency world but also in the Reddit community as well. So them saying no to digital wallets is definitely a massive blow for the cryptocurrency industry. And guys, finally we have some news regarding NFTs, and this is to do with Toyota's GR Cup Digital, and looks like they're going to be utilizing NFTs to be given out to the winners of the GR Cup, and they're doing that in association or partnership with Polygon. So definitely positive news, I guess. And guys, listen, Dubai is making definitely massive news so far as adoption of cryptocurrencies and licensing is concerned. And when we talk about two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, one of them is an absolutely positive news, and the news is that Nomura's digital asset subsidiary gets full Dubai crypto license. Absolutely massive news, and looks like they're going to be competing heavily with Binance and other high net worthy individuals. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what that news is all about. And the second news is about a protocol called as Jassas, and the news is that it is an AI to track and report digital asset service status. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to go ahead and check where does blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies merges with artificial intelligence. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, so let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. They'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us. From the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies, we'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Shalhoub Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT, metaverse and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalhoub Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now instead of E, they have replaced it with Web3 and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Shalhoub Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Shalhoub Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, as of today, guys, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.20 trillion. But the fact is, MicroStrategy has gone ahead and purchased a lot more Bitcoin, or they have gone ahead and made promises that they are raising funds in order to go ahead and buy more Bitcoin. This particular news itself will drive the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, since the last 24 hours, the price is up by 1.16%. Now here's the interesting bit, guys. The total cryptocurrency market volume of the last 24 hours has definitely pumped up a lot. And to be honest, guys, if you look at the 24-hour volume of Bitcoin, it is more than doubled. So it looks like a lot of people are going ahead and trading with Bitcoin a lot. Now mind you guys, the price of Bitcoin has not pumped up a lot, which means that people are buying. At the same time, there is a lot of selling going on as well. So only the volume has increased, not necessarily the price of Bitcoin. So the total cryptocurrency market volume over the last 24 hours is $42.41 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 55.05%. And this is what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, if the total cryptocurrency market volume is increased, and if the price of Bitcoin is increased, which just means that people are buying a lot of Bitcoin, if the price of Bitcoin has gone down, and if the market volume is increased, which just means people are going ahead and selling a lot of the Bitcoin. But today's is a mixture of both. The total cryptocurrency market volume has gone down, the trading volume has gone up, but unfortunately not much movement so far as the price of Bitcoin is concerned, which means, guys, people are buying at the same time selling a lot of the Bitcoins as well. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding DeFi, because in Monday's episode, guys, we did talk about a massive calamity in Curve Finance, and because of the exploit, the entire DeFi industry was absolutely shaken. Now the volume on DeFi is currently at $3.59 billion, and the total value logged, guys, is down to $40.54 billion. And guys, yesterday in my podcast, I did talk about how the SEC is aggressively going after Richard Hart, and along with Richard Hart, they're also going ahead and attacking few protocols or projects that he's associated with, and PulseX is one of them. So in today's episode, we'll also go ahead and discuss how PulseX, which is DeFi protocol, is being affected by it. Now before that, let me just run through some numbers, because Lido's dominance, guys, is still at the highest at 14.99% so far as the total value locked is concerned, and the decentralized exchange to centralized exchange dominance has definitely picked up pace at 14.71%, and this has happened since the last 24 hours. But more importantly, guys, this has only happened because of PulseX, which we'll dive into next. But DeFi as of today, guys, accounts for 8.46% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And to be honest, guys, this week there's a lot of news which are directly or indirectly connected to DeFi. On Monday, we talked about Curve Finance, which had the highest volume, but today it is Uniswap, and the 24-hour volume is $1.01 billion. PancakeSwap is number 2nd, and its volume is $546.33 million. Curve Finance, guys, is number 3rd today, and looks like the exploit is definitely being managed, and its volume is $356.11 million. Maverick Protocol is number 4th at $199.60 million, and the number 5th, guys, is PulseX, and its volume is $138.49 billion. And the reason why, guys, it is at number 5th is only because of SEC aggressively going after Richard Hart, and looks like a lot of them are going ahead and selling or maybe swapping a lot of their tokens. And because of that, guys, and only because of that, PulseX is at number 5 at $138.49 million. And mind you, guys, I'm just talking about the volume of PulseX. And if you actually look at the volume via DeFiLlama.com, since the last 24 hours, the volume is up by 128%. And unfortunately, guys, this is not looking good, particularly for holders of HEX or PulseX tokens as well. Now, guys, let's discuss the volume of stablecoins, because to be honest, guys, the volume of stablecoins accounts for 95.11% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Definitely not ideal. Now, what I'd really like you to do is, guys, if you truly understand how to look at the data, this is the picture I would paint. The volume of stablecoins is $40.34 billion. The overall global cryptocurrency market has pumped up by 55%, which stands at $42.41 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is more than doubled. This just means one thing, guys, that people are using their stablecoins in order to buy Bitcoin and also go ahead and sell Bitcoins. So rather than converting it into fiat currency, looks like they're converting it into stablecoins. And if you look at the USDT's volume, it is currently at $29.13 billion. So it looks like, guys, a lot of trading is going on using stablecoins. And in yesterday's episode, guys, someone did actually ask me, could it be possible that SEC could aggressively go after Tether USDT? So please feel free to check out that episode. Now, so far stablecoins is concerned, Circle USDC's volume is number 2nd, and it is at $4.34 billion. And the number 4th protocol via market cap is Binance BUSD, but it's number 3rd so far as user adoption is concerned, and Binance BUSD's 24-hour volume, guys, is $2.17 billion. Now let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance, between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and unfortunately guys, the market cap of Bitcoin is way below the $600 billion mark. It is currently at $579 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $226 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume, as I mentioned earlier, is more than double on an average given day for Bitcoin. It is currently at a staggering $20.4 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $8 billion. And once again, guys, looks like a lot of buying and selling is going on, particularly in Bitcoin, and that's one of the reasons why the prices has not gone up quite a lot. Now, so far as the dominance of Bitcoin is concerned, it is at 48.60%, and the dominance of Ethereum is 19%. Now, in today's episode, guys, I'm going to be giving out some absolutely scary numbers, and this is to do with decentralized apps that are currently working on EOS. Now, mind you, guys, EOS was a protocol that at one point of time raised $4 billion in an ICO, and it's no surprise what is it that they did with the $4 billion. They actually went ahead and bought a lot of Bitcoin, and when the SEC went after them, they were more than happy to go ahead and pay the fine as well, and looks like they made millions if not billions out of the ICO, and the project, to be honest, is completely dead. So what I'm going to be doing next is, guys, I'm going to be looking at the top 5 protocols that are currently working on EOS, and mind you guys, these are decentralized apps, and to be honest, all 5 of them, unlike other protocols, are working only on EOS, and to be honest guys, the numbers are absolutely scary. And mind you guys, this is more of the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to decentralized app smart contract, most likely since the last 24 hours. So the number one protocol so far as the dollar amount is concerned is a protocol called as Pay Cash Swap. And listen to this guys, the volume is $3.17 million, but the number of unique active wallets interacting or performing transactions with decentralized app smart contract over a period of time, and most likely 24 hours, is only 112. What that means is there might be just 112 people using this protocol, or there might be 112 smart contracts, but looks like guys, in this case there might be 112 smart contracts, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. The second one is a protocol called as Bullish, and listen to this guys, the volume is roughly around $116,000. That's about all. And the scariest metric guys is there is just one person or one smart contract interacting with this protocol. I just can't fathom to think of what kind of a protocol that is. So there is just one active wallet interacting or performing transactions with a decentralized smart contract since the last 24 hours, and the protocol is called as Bullish. The third one guys is a protocol called as DeFi Box. If you look at the dollar value, it is at $94,000, and the number of people interacting with the smart contract is just 201. The fourth one guys is a protocol called as sportsbet.one, and the dollar volume is 55,000 or roughly around $56,000, and the number of people interacting is 23. And the fifth one guys is NewDex, and the dollar volume is roughly around 28,000, but the number of people interacting is roughly around 38. And to be honest guys, these are absolutely scary numbers, and surprisingly guys, SEC is going after Hex, and I'd be really curious to check what the volume regarding Hex is. And to be honest guys, there is a lot of resemblance between EOS and what is currently going on now with Richard Hart's Hex and PulseX and quite a lot of other protocol. Now before we move on to the king of all kings guys, in today's episode, let me very briefly run through a protocol called as Theta Network, because in my Metaverse Everything podcast, what I tend to do is I tend to look at the prices of cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols that are connected to Metaverse, and I often talk about the price of Theta Network. Now mind you guys, by a coin market cap, it is currently ranked at number 54. So let me very briefly run through what Theta Network is, because to be honest guys, they did make quite a lot of news and headlines, particularly in the blockchain space, and it is more to do with streaming. So let me go ahead and give out some basic level information on what is Theta and how does it actually work. Now mind you guys, Theta Network is a blockchain based network that aims to revolutionize the way we stream and watch videos online, and it was created to address the challenges of traditional video streaming such as high cost, slow delivery and limited earnings for content creators. And the founders, that is Mitch Liu and Joey Long, envisioned a decentralized platform that would make video streaming more efficient, cost effective and fair for all participants. Now let me very briefly run through how Theta Network actually works, because Theta guys operates on a peer-to-peer network where users contribute the computing resources and bandwidth to help produce video content, and this approach reduces the strain on traditional content delivery networks, also called as CDNs, and ensures smoother video playback. So let me very briefly run through how they actually participate. Now to be honest guys, think of YouTube. It is so damn simple, isn't it? Why would you want to use a protocol called as Tether network? Now let me very briefly run through how the Tether network ecosystem works and who are the key participants, because essentially guys, there are 4 key participants, that is influencers or content creators, or viewers, that is the end users, there are advertisers, caching nodes, and ingest nodes. Now let me very briefly run through in detail what these participants are. And so far as influencers or content creators are concerned, these are people who create and share videos on the Tether platform, and they can actually earn rewards in the form of Tether fuel, also called as T fuel, and they are the tokens where users watch their content. The second one, guys, is viewers or the end users, and that could be people like you and me, and even influencers as well. And viewers watch videos on Tether's platform, and they can earn T fuel tokens by sharing the bandwidth and resources to help deliver video content to other users. And finally, guys, we have advertisers, and advertisers sponsor content creators and place ads on the Tether platform, and they can also benefit from the platform's decentralized approach and engage with a more targeted audience. And finally, guys, one of the key participants is caching nodes, and these are computers or servers that store and deliver video content to viewers, and they help improve content quality and improve delivery speed. And finally, guys, ingest nodes. Essentially, guys, ingest nodes assist caching nodes and handle bit rates and stream resolutions, contributing to a smoother streaming experience. And Tether, guys, also have the notive tokens, and they have 2 of them. One is Tether and T fuel. Now let me very briefly run through what is Tether and what is T fuel, that is a token. Now the token called Tether is the governance token of the Tether network, and holders of the Tether token have a say in making decisions about the platform's development and future direction. And so far as T fuel is concerned, it is the utility token used for transactions within the Tether network, and it is earned by viewers for sharing bandwidth and can be used for various services on the platform. Now mind you guys, what I want you to do is compare this with existing systems, let's say YouTube. Would you be keen in actually switching to Tether network? My honest opinion is no, and one thing which I often say, guys, the new user experience has to be 10 times better than what we are currently experiencing, and I'll be really curious to check the number of people actually using Tether network. Now let me very briefly run through what is the security and consensus mechanism, and then I'll also go ahead and share some of the benefits and uniqueness. And finally, guys, I'm going to be discussing some really cool concept regarding its token supply. And so far, the security and consensus mechanism is concerned, guys, Tether uses a modified proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. This means, guys, that instead of traditional mining, validator nodes are chosen based on the number of tokens they hold and are willing to stake as collateral. And this design actually promotes network security and efficiency. Now, what are the benefits and uniqueness of Tether, and why should you actually go ahead and use it? Now, Tether is claiming they offer several benefits. One is improved streaming quality, and what they claim, guys, is by using P2P sharing, videos can be delivered faster and with better quality. Now, mind you guys, I 100% disagree to it, because I tend to upload videos via YouTube, and to be honest, that gets done in just a matter of minutes. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and discuss what the second 2 points are. The second point, what they mention, is fair rewards, and content creators and viewers both earn T fuel tokens, creating a fairer ecosystem. This, to be honest, does make a lot of sense. But if you look at the number of people using Tether network with, let's say, YouTube, I really am not sure if people would be willing to go ahead and switch to Tether network unless, guys, we have some massive rappers or a lot of YouTube influencers trying to switch the system. But if they continue to do it on YouTube, I really am not sure what motivation they would have to go ahead and switch it to Tether network. And finally, guys, they also talk about reduced cost, and they are claiming that decentralization reduces the need for expensive infrastructure, benefiting advertisers and platforms. Now, mind you guys, this idea in theory sounds absolutely brilliant, but one of the biggest drawbacks, guys, which I've noticed a lot of the tech founders, CEOs and founders fail to realize is, in order for people to switch, guys, the new user experience has to be 10 times better than what we are currently experiencing. Until and unless the new user experience is not 10 times better, people are just not going to switch. Now let me go ahead and discuss some unique features so far as the token supply is concerned. And so far as the maximum supply is concerned, the total supply of Tether tokens is capped at 1 billion, and the T fuel token have a total supply of 5 billion, and Tether holders can earn T fuel tokens by participating in the network's validation process. Now, so far as partnership and adoption is concerned, Tether has partnered with major players in the entertainment industry, such as Samsung VR, but looks like Samsung VR is completely shut down and the project does not exist anymore. They also have a partnership with Cinedim and Pandora.tv, and looks like, guys, they're planning to get a lot of influencers and adoption as well. Now, if you do agree or disagree to what I said, guys, regarding its future, mention them in the comments below. Now, guys, let's discuss the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And to be honest, guys, the price of Bitcoin is not looking that great, but since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 2.21%. Since the last 7 days, though, it is also up by 2.42%, but the price is currently at $29,843. Ethereum is currently at $1,866, and since the last 24 hours, guys, it is marginally up by 0.89%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.83%. And finally, guys, Binance BNB coin is still about Ripple's XRP, and it is currently at $246. And to be honest, guys, if you look at the market cap of Binance BNB chain and RippleNet, it is extremely close. I wouldn't be surprised in the next few weeks Ripple's market cap does actually overtake Binance BNB coin once again. Now, that thing being said, guys, since the last 24 hours, Binance BNB coin is up by 2.44%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 4.17%. Now, listen, guys, I'm going to be talking about MicroStrategy, and to be honest, guys, personally, I'm not a fan of Michael Saylor. He's definitely not a massive advocate of Bitcoin, and some of the tweets that he sends is absolutely rubbish, incorrect, and misleading as well. Now, mind you, guys, I'm a massive advocate of Bitcoin, but he often promotes a lot of incorrect and misleading information. But the news is that Microsoft did actually have a filing with the United Securities and Exchange Commission, and looks like this was an earnings calls report, and what they actually stated is that MicroStrategy may raise up to $750 million by selling more stocks, and what they plan to do is they plan to use the proceeds to buy more Bitcoin as well, and many other things as well. Now, mind you, guys, at this point of time, MicroStrategy owns 152,800 Bitcoins, and that is as of 31st of July, and that is equivalent to roughly around $4.5 billion. To be honest, guys, I definitely don't like this news, because it looks like when you talk about Bitcoin, it is not a peer-to-peer or people's money, because it looks like right now Bitcoin is not people's money. Imagine the number of people having Bitcoin, let's say in Africa, Zimbabwe, South Korea, India, and other developing nations. That is ridiculously low, and it looks like Bitcoin is a tool, and accumulation of Bitcoin is among multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, celebrities, and early influencers. This, to be honest, guys, is definitely not an ideal thing, and one of the biggest worries, guys, is MicroStrategy is heavily dependent, or one of the major investors of MicroStrategy is BlackRock, and BlackRock, guys, as we know, is a massive advocate of ESG, and they are extremely left-leaning as well. Now, could it be possible that because of the ideologies of ESG by BlackRock, they would directly or indirectly force MicroStrategy to go ahead and ask some of the Bitcoin miners to switch from Bitcoin proof of work to proof of stake? Absolutely possible. And mind you, guys, this is where Michael Saylor kicks in, because Michael Saylor is also one of the key members of Crypto Council Innovation, which actually talks about Bitcoin mining. Now, having so much of accumulation among multi-billionaires can directly or indirectly not be a good thing. It could also be possible that BlackRock says, we want you to go ahead and sell your Bitcoin, or we're going to go ahead and take all of our fundings from MicroStrategy. And to be honest, guys, even people like Elon Musk do actually follow the orders of Larry Fink, who is the CEO of BlackRock. And this news regarding MicroStrategy accumulating so many Bitcoins is definitely not ideal. And to be honest, guys, the tweets that Michael Saylor actually tweets does not make a lot of sense. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding Lightning Network. And David Marcus, the CEO and founder of Lightspark, has outlined the challenges of building on the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Now, mind you, guys, David Marcus is kind of like one of the OGs in the technology space and also in the fintech space. He was one of the guys who actually worked on Facebook's Libra failed project as well, and he was actually one of the guys who was actually grilled by the Congress as well, and he's also one of the key members of Facebook Messenger app as well. I'm not sure if he was a founder, but he definitely played a key role in actually creating Facebook Messenger, and he was also one of the key members of PayPal as well. Now, so far as Lightning Network is concerned, guys, he has clearly stated that building on Lightning and Bitcoin is about 5 times more difficult than developing on any other protocols. And at this point of time, guys, even CZ, who is the CEO of Binance, did actually point out that integrating Lightning Network services on Binance were extremely more complex because of the usage of on-demand invoices, which are different from pre-generated addresses. So let me go ahead and break down why is it that Lightning Network is a bit difficult. Because listen, guys, the Bitcoin Lightning Network is a layer 2 scaling solution that aims to address the scalability issues of Bitcoin blockchain. It enables a faster and cheaper transactions by creating off-chain payment channels between users, and these channels, guys, can be used to conduct multiple transactions without each one of them being recorded on the main Bitcoin blockchain. And guys, in my episode a few years ago, I did put out basic level information on how Lightning Network works. So it's really important to know that Lightning Network does have a lot of challenges, and Roger Ver, who's also called as Bitcoin Jesus, he has often said that Lightning Network is lightning years away from mainstream adoption. And if you actually go to YouTube, he does have quite a lot of bet actually stating that Lightning Network will not get mainstream adoption, and looks like he's right. As a matter of fact, even David Marcus, the CEO of Lightspark, expressed that building on Lightning Network was a complex understanding, but despite the promising unique qualities of Bitcoin as the underlying network, developing software on Lightning Network proved to be about 5 times more difficult than building on other protocols. Now let me go ahead and explain some of the key challenges that he's actually expressed. The first thing, he's talking about complexity, guys, and David Marcus states that the Lightning Network's design and architecture requires a deep understanding of Bitcoin's underlying technology. Implementing secure and efficient payment solutions on top of this complex network demanded significant expertise and efforts. And he also talks about the rigidity of Bitcoin. And mind you guys, Bitcoin's layer 1, that is the base of blockchain, is known for strict rules and resistance to change, and actually this rigidity makes it challenging to introduce new code or feature directly into the main Bitcoin protocol, limiting the ability to adapt quickly to specific requirements. And he also talks about some of the limitations in layer 1, and because of the limitations, guys, in the Bitcoin's base layer, building new opcodes or instructional commands to modify the main protocol was practically not possible, and this restricted the flexibility of builders to develop certain functionalities. Now mind you guys, despite these difficulties, Lightspark remains optimistic about Lightning Network's potential and is committed to reaching its full capabilities, and they aim to create a cheap, open and interoperable protocol for virtual money and payment on the Lightning Network. And mind you guys, when you talk about El Salvador making Bitcoin a legal tender, the actual news would have been that they have actually made Lightning Network incorporated into El Salvador. But going back to the news, guys, in addition to Lightwork, other prominent figures in the cryptocurrency space, such as CZ, who's a CEO of Binance, and even some of the Bitcoin developers have acknowledged the challenges of integrating the Lightning Network. And I specifically remember, guys, Binance faced complexities in incorporating Lightning Network services due to the use of on-demand invoices, which actually differ from pre-generated addresses. And some of the Bitcoin developers have also criticized the Lightning Network, referring to it as a collection of complex and convoluted solutions. And these criticisms highlights the need for continuous improvement and innovation in the Lightning Network's development to overcome the challenges and make it more user-friendly and widely adopted. Now look, guys, so far as Metaverse is concerned, I do very strongly feel that rather than using cryptocurrencies, using Lightning Network may be an ideal fit. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, that despite the difficulties, Lightspark and other builders remain committed to pushing forward with their project and developing long-term payment solutions that can stand the test of time. And the ultimate goal is to provide efficient and scalable payment options that can support the growing demand for cryptocurrencies used in adoption. As far as blockchain trilemma problem is concerned, so far as scalability, security, and decentralization, I very strongly feel that Bitcoin Lightning Networks solves the blockchain trilemma problem. But Lightning Network might be lightning years away from mainstream adoption. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Gamestop. And looks like they're saying no to crypto wallets, and the gaming retail giant company has announced it will remove its digital wallet from the market starting in November, citing regulatory uncertainty in the crypto space. And Cointelegraph has actually reported that in a notice posted on its website, Gamestop said iOS and Chrome extensions wallet will no longer be made available starting 1st of November, advising users to ensure they have access to secret phrases by 1st of October. And guys, these wallets were actually launched in May of 2022 that actually allowed users to manage cryptocurrencies and NFTs or non-fungible tokens. So definitely not a positive news, I guess. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding the car company called as Toyota. And they actually announced that Toyota GR Cup will award digital trophies on the Polygon blockchain to race winners, and the new on-chain award system will include digital trophies for podium finishers, and this is only for people who take the first place, second and the third place. So if you look at blockchain technology, it also has the bandwidth to include statistics about the race and the driver's performance, but what kind of an output will it show? Will an average user go ahead and use it to go ahead and track a racer's details? I really am not sure. But so far as his use case is concerned, guys, I'm a massive advocate of obstacle course race, And I very specifically remember I did have an interview with the CEO and founder of Spartan Race, that is Jody Sina, and he did actually talk about having some kind of unique proof of participation where everyone who participated in the obstacle course race, their entries in the race details will be actually tracked in blockchain protocol. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Spartan Race could actually try something similar, maybe just have the podium finishers details updated on the blockchain protocol. And with the Unbreakable Pass, I definitely do think it might be a cool idea. So if you're into obstacle course racing, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Now, guys, let's discuss two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is an absolutely fabulous news, and that is regarding Nomura's digital asset subsidiary. And they have got full Dubai crypto license. So let me go ahead and break down what this news is all about. They have been in existence since 1925, and they have 27,244 employees. And Nomura, guys, is a global financial services group with an integrated network spanning over 30 countries and regions. And by connecting markets between East and West, they service the needs of individuals, institutions, corporates, and governments through their three business divisions, that is retail, investment management, and wholesale, that deals with global markets and investment banking. Now, the official newscast is published via Bloomberg, and lately what I'm noticing is that a lot of the local medias in UAE are not getting access to this news, but Cointelegraph and Bloomberg, they are the ones who are publishing the news regarding license approvals from Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So the news is that Nomura's holding subsidiary, that is Laser Digital Middle East Free Zone Establishment, received a full crypto license in Dubai, and it is one of the first licenses issued since Dubai revamped its digital asset regulatory regime. And Laser Digital can now offer virtual asset broker-dealer and investment management services locally, and the company plans to launch over-the-counter trading services and digital asset investment products for institutional investors soon. And Jess Mohideen, who is the CEO of Laser Digital, sees the approval as an opportunity to drive innovation in the asset class. And Laser Digital, guys, was launched in Switzerland but also has offices in Dubai and London. And Dubai was chosen due to its dedicated regulatory framework for virtual assets and a growing cryptocurrency market. And guys, earlier this year, Dubai tightened scrutiny on all crypto license applicants after high-profile blowups, including FTX, which was managed or created by Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, despite scandals and crypto markets down last year, large financial institutions continue to develop products and services around digital assets. And just a few months ago, guys, BlackRock also applied with US to launch a Bitcoin exchange traded fund, and that happened, I believe, somewhere in mid-June. And a few days ago, guys, I also talked about Binance, where they actually did receive a license from Dubai's Virtual Regulatory Authority. So definitely powerful news for Dubai. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding artificial intelligence, and I'm going to go ahead and check where this blockchain and cryptocurrency merges with this news. And the protocol or project is called as Jassas. That is J for Jack, A for Alpha, S for Sugar, S for Sugar, A for Alpha, S for Sugar again. So let me go ahead and break down what this news is all about. Because UAE's Ministry of Climate Change and Environment launches a project called as Jassas, which is an AI system to monitor and track technical malfunctions in digital services. And Jassas AI system was developed by Emirati experts from the IT department. And here's the interesting bit, guys. The system autonomously develops itself to solve technical malfunctions without human interventions, and it detects and reveals technical malfunctions faced by users, saving time and efforts in proactive reporting and solving. And the system can handle over 200,000 requests manually. And Jassas reflects the ministry's commitment to adopting modern AI technologies and improving user experience, and it aims to support digital transformation in government services and enhance efficiency and flexibility. And the ministry plans to share its technological expertise with other federal and government entities in the country, and it offers over 100 digital services across platforms requiring significant resources for manual examination. And Jassas AI provides early detection of malfunctions through comprehensive survey results and quality assurance without human intervention, and ensures continuous availability of digital services throughout a cost-effective and scalable approach. And guys, as we know, deep machine learning feature enhances functional inspection and testing as well, and the ministry aims to expand the approach to include all its systems. And Jassas system, guys, achieves an accuracy rate of 90% and will continue to self-development to deep learning. And in the next phase, the system will use generative artificial intelligence to upgrade capabilities and solve technical faults automatically without human intervention. Now, so far as blockchain is concerned, guys, maybe blockchain can be integrated to enhance data security and transparency in the digital services ecosystem. Now, what about cryptocurrencies? Can cryptocurrencies be used for secure and efficient financial transactions within the ministry's services? To be honest, guys, I really am not sure, but by leveraging blockchain technology, the manager can ensure tamper-proof records for environmental and climatic data as long as it is built on open blockchain. So those were some of the ways, guys, where blockchain and cryptocurrencies maybe can merge with artificial intelligence. And that's about all, guys, on Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now, for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB listening to the Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Aaron who asks, what are your thoughts about Lightning Network to be mainstream? Now, to be honest, Aaron, I don't think Lightning Network will be mainstream, not in the next few years, maybe in the next couple of decades as well. And based on the developments that are actually taking place and the user adoption in Lightning Network, I do think it might take at least a couple of decades, maybe 2 decades for Lightning Network to be mainstream. And one thing which I did mention earlier, Lightning Network, not blockchain, is a narrative that actually needs to be pushed much further. So far as user adoption is concerned, because of the distributed nature of blockchain technology, there is no central entity that can actually take ownership and say that we are going ahead and using Lightning Network. Besides Stacks and now beside Lightspark, I don't think of any other mainstream companies that are actually using Lightning Network. But what I think is, Aaron, let's say there might be some new cryptography method, not necessarily, let's say, connected to the hashing algorithm. Is there a possibility that they can actually merge and help in making Lightning Network more mainstream? I don't know, to be honest. Maybe a cryptographer can actually go and answer that. Now, if that thing can actually be merged with Lightning Network, then I do feel that Lightning Network could go mainstream. Now, what I can think of is, let's say, using ChatGPT or GPT-4 and AutoGPT. Could it be possible that we can use artificial intelligence to reduce some of the challenges with Lightning Network? I definitely do think so. Now, mind you, Aaron, we are still in the early stages of artificial intelligence, and this news regarding artificial intelligence and what is it that we can do can definitely go maybe 10-fold or 100-folds or maybe even 1,000-folds in the next coming years. So my big area is, can we use artificial intelligence to make mainstream adoption of Lightning Network much faster? I definitely do think so. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do is, whatever David Marcus said, I'm going to put it in ChatGPT and I'm going to ask them what are the ways these challenges can be made easier. And I'm pretty much sure using the advanced version of ChatGPT and AutoGPT and different artificial intelligence or generative AI, we can do it much faster. And if that thing happens, I do feel that there might be some possibility of mainstream adoption of Lightning Network to happen much faster. And what about Elon Musk? He recently changed Twitter to X, and could it be possible that he also implements Lightning Network? And if that thing does actually happen, the adoption will be absolutely massive, maybe 10 times or 25x. And so far as I understand, he's definitely a massive advocate of Lightning as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if that thing does actually happen. So those are my no-voice thoughts on regarding Lightning Network's mainstream adoption, and if that thing does actually happen, Aaron, I think people in general would be benefited by it. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And now the series of episodes in the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well. news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East, and the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.